Welcome back to Switch to Linux. So, today we're just going to have another look at the Farren OS. Of course, I've looked at this several different times, and it's, of course, it's a distro based on Linux Mint. Has a lot of good things going for it, and you know, they had a new release, so it is now based on Linux Mint 18.2, and we'll get into that in a few minutes here. Let me find where are you at? There you are. All right. So here's their website. Now, some commentary on the last video. So I was looking into what is going on with this VirtualBox server, and I've had a lot of different people leaving a lot of different comments, and the reality is there's a problem with the VirtualBox. I need to double check all the versions and things like that. I was initially thinking it was the ISO or the version. I've had people like, well, you need to do this, 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 this. No, that's not the problem. The issue, like, from a scientific standpoint, I'm a scientist, the problem seems to be the VirtualBox. I can take the Ubuntu server file, the ISO, drop it on the other computer, running the same operating system, probably just a different version of VirtualBox. I just haven't looked at which versions they are. And you know what? It works perfectly fine over there. It doesn't work over here. That's not something I necessarily need to do. It's some misconfiguration in the VirtualBox somewhere. So I'll eventually, I mean, what I might end up doing is just go ahead and repeating the video with the other computer, just because, you know, that computer can live stream, that computer can run VirtualBox. So we might just go ahead and do everything. The bottom line is every single step I was doing yesterday was exactly what I need to do. There seems to be a problem with a VirtualBox cannot communicate with MySQL databases. I don't know why. And I've had a lot of people leaving a lot of comments like, you know, do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. No. There's a misconfiguration somewhere, and I'm not necessarily opposed to that, and I appreciate some people sending some links and things, but there comes a point in time, it's like, I'm not asking for help right now. When I have exhausted everything I need to do to resolve the problem, then I'll say, hey, now I have a problem I need some help with. So just an update on that. It does seem to be something wrong with the VirtualBox. The VirtualBox here. I know, for example, that one has VirtualBox extensions. This one does not. Maybe that's doing it. I just don't know. I need to check all the versions. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure which versions of VirtualBox we're using on both computers. I don't always pay attention to that. So that's just a little bit about that. So the issue is arose. No, I've not solved it on this particular computer, which is my streaming computer. It has always worked on the other one, and I had just not even tested it over here because I didn't even encounter, you know, imagine I would have any problems. And it just turns out that there's something wrong with the VirtualBox configuration on this particular computer that doesn't work over here. So if I can get it to work over here with one or two simple tests, I'll do that. If I don't, then I'll use the other computer anyway, because I don't want to have multiple VirtualBoxes on this computer anyway because of how limited the hard drive is. So that's kind of the status on that. So maybe we'll go ahead and do that again on the other computer. If not, everything else is working fine. I wish I had a good answer for what the difference in the problem is, so that, you know, people in the future don't have that particular issue as well. So anyway, let's see. So, greetings, everybody. Brian the Computer Geek, how are you? I am well. Hello, Shutter. Greetings, Rose. Greeting, Gavin. Greetings, Liam. All right. So, we're going to be looking... Well, first we're going to be looking at Feren OS, and then I'm assuming that that's not going to take very long. Then we're going to go ahead and have a look at a variety of browsers. People have been leaving all sorts of browsers to check with, so I have made myself a list. Yeah, Feren might show up. It's not too late for Feren, so maybe he will show up. And I hope so. If so, I'm going to make him a mod on this so he can answer questions or things like that. Greetings there, Mass Core Lord. And Kitty wants to come and say hi.
Hi everybody, use Feren OS. It rocks.
Blaster Gaming, how's it going there? Okay, so this is their latest blog post. This is as of last week. I have not updated the calendar on my wall yet. This is last week, so here's your basic changes. Linux Mint Base is upgraded 18.2. So, of course, Farren OS is based on Linux Mint. Maybe that's why it's so cool. But it is now based on 18.2. Some applications removed are now available for installation with the welcome screen. Alternative theme viewers are now download only. Awesome. That is one of the things that I really wanted to see because I didn't need to download all those. And I can say that the Farren OS, it was 4 gigabytes before. I think it's down to 2.6, I think, somewhere around there, which puts it right on par with everything else. It is now bootable from the USB drive. That is something that I was unaware of because I've always thrown the thing into a VirtualBox. But for those of you wanting to install it or boot it off of a USB drive, that is now fixed. Farren Welcome has received huge upgrade. Now sizable, movable, themable. Okay. High contrast Farren styled window border theme. Okay, so we have new themes. More that I've forgotten because a lot of stuff was done. All right. No mode set for NVIDIA drivers incompatible with other options now in the boot menu. Okay, so if you have NVIDIA drivers, there's some things there. And then here they're giving you some warnings if you're using NVIDIA. So go ahead and take a look at the website if you are doing that. Let's see. Mouse cursors, freezes and crashes, DVD playback with VLC. Okay, issues with KDE apps. Okay, so there's possibly some issues with some KDE apps. All right, so that is kind of the release notes here. So we're going to go ahead and boot this guy up into a VirtualBox. Let me just go, where's my, let's go ahead and just do this one here. I think we'll do that one. All right, so we'll go ahead and just, what I always do is I repurpose these virtual boxes. And you know what? I totally forgot to look up the Manjaro here, I guess, before I remove this. Let's just go ahead and change our settings a little bit. We're going to be changing our Linux. Let's go ahead and change this to an Ubuntu because Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu. And we're going to name this Feren OS. Don't necessarily have to do that. Everything else should be pretty much good. I'm going to go ahead and choose a disk image. I'm going to grab Farren OS and go ahead and boot this bad boy up, see what happens. Go ahead and start her up. Rose red, violets are blue, and you will see that too. Greetings, KO2610. I'm going to go ahead and move my comments over here because I want to full screen this because I was pretty sure it was going to do that. He's always done a good job of making sure guest editions work over here. And let me go ahead and move me a little bit. Let's go ahead and put me over there. Okay. It is taking a while to boot. Okay, running in software rendering mode. That's to be expected. All right, so we have a nice image here. We have a welcome screen, and I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very honest with it. What do I like? What do I not like? We're just gonna go ahead and do that. I'll come back to the comments here when I'm done. Let's see. I think that's where I'm at. All right. So what we have, there's a clock. It's right next to, right underneath where my camera view is. So we have our clock there. We have a very nice welcome screen. We can very easily install it over here. We have introduction, features, installation help, online store. We do have a nice weather app down here in there. That's one of those things that, okay, it's kind of neat, but I'm not sure I care. At least not to have it automatically start up. Let's go ahead and see our dark mode over here. Okay, so just double clicking on the dark mode will change me over to into a darker mode, so that's kind of neat. Can install it. Let's have a look at the themer. All right, so here we have, it looks like we just have some basic themes over here. Here's your Windows themes. I really like how he did this organization. This is really cool. So I'm guessing that these here you have to download. So this is probably just how the layout is. Light theme, dark theme. Let's go ahead. Themes are not installed, but are available. Would you like to install them now? Let's go ahead and just have a look at what the Windows 10 theme looks like. We have Apple themes, Linux themes based on Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and we have some Google themes. I guess, yep, Chrome OS themes. Let's go back to our Windows, see where we're at. Okay. All right, so it just gave me, change that around there a little bit. So, yeah, that's looking pretty good. What's this down here? Just examining everything in my taskbar down here. What are you? Messenger. Network. Okay. So we have a software, which is the Windows Store logo. Okay. That's pretty cool. So there you go. You have your various themes. So we have a few different themes to pick from. Let's just go ahead and change this back to our initial light theme. See what it looks like on the initial. I'm just going to go ahead and have a look at what some of the software looks like. You know, this is a cool picture, but I'm not sure I really like this picture. It just seems really low res to me, for whatever reason. Close this out. Let's see what other images are in here. So I'm just saying it's low res. If you look down here, you can kind of see it's really spotty. You know, obviously it's spotty up here because of the stars, but I don't know if I like this particular image to start with. It just seems pretty low res to me. There's the original, which is pretty bright. The alternate, which is pretty cool. Then we do have some nice images. I believe a lot of these came from Linux Mint. Okay, so this one has some dots in the bottom. All right. I love how it transitions over. So it's very, very nice, very classy how it transitions over. Let's have a look at our software. So accessories, we'll start with accessories. So I'm expecting to have a lot of the same type of software we had before. He did say some software was removed. I'm going to guess that was some of the redundant software. Everything else here seems pretty standard. We have Seam by default. We have Krita. So they went with Krita instead of GIMP. That was, you know, I can respect that decision. And I'm really still need to keep an eye out on Krita. The one thing I need them to resolve before I'll use it much is their text layering. Once they get their text layering resolved, I think that they will jump ahead of GIMP in a lot of general usability. But it's interesting to see and to note. Let's have a look at some comments here real quick. Hey Archie, how's it going there? Thanks for clicking on the live stream. Yes, thank you. Have you heard of Menkawi? Menakari. No. I was thinking Makulu, I've heard of that one. No cats or kittens wallpapers. No, I thought there was something with a cat and a kitten in there. I thought I saw something. And you guys, leave me some things I should be looking at here. I'm going to go on the things that I would generally look for. But I want you guys to leave me some things, some questions to look at, and we'll see what we can do here. There's a dolphin. No, you're right. There's no kitties. No kitties. No kitties at all. Okay. All right. Let's see. All apps, games, graphics, internet. So we have mail, lightweight mail client. I'm curious as to what that one is. I'm going to look into that. Okay. First let's have a look at the mail client. I'm curious to know what mail client he's using. Let's see. Live session user. I'm curious if you can actually use a POP3. The thing is that we have done. I don't know. The thing is that we have done such a horrible job convincing the whole world to use IMAP settings for email that it drives me mad, because IMAP is an okay way of managing it, but the biggest problem is it places all of the impetus of your emails on someone else's server. And it means that you don't have a copy of your stuff. Of course, if you're not making regular backups of your computer, then you're going to lose out on your backups as well. But I'm really a huge advocate of using POP3 for email instead of using IMAP. And there's a lot of reasons for that. So I hate these little new email clients that only seem to have IMAP settings. This actually irritates me to no end. So this to me is no. I'd rather something else installed on here like Thunderbird. So they went with Vivaldi for the web browser, which is certainly a different choice. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. This drives me crazy. Holy crap. No. Jeez. Yeah, okay. I hate it when they... No. Certainly, I think that all that stuff that I didn't necessarily have to do, but it kind of made me feel like going, that's one of the reasons I don't know. I want to spend some more time in Vivaldi to see how good it really is, how lightweight is it, how effective is it. But there's a lot in here that, there's a lot in, just that initial welcome screen is actually kind of frustrating to me, in that I want to be able to pop open a software package and use it. I don't want to pop open a software package and be confronted with a bunch of pop-ups and questions. That irritates me to no end. And so that is the biggest challenge that I see with this. However, of course, once I get it started up, tell it to go to my specific page, then I will, in theory, not have to worry about that again. So I really think I need to work more with this browser. I like that it certainly is a modern browser. It doesn't seem to be slow or anything, and I think that for that reason, this one is a very good contender up there with Firefox and Chrome and Chromium as a good browser to use. Certainly one of those ones that I'm going to look at a little bit closer. So we have, let's see. So we have our background colors, background images. Let's just go ahead and change some of these around a little bit. Okay, there's always show title bars, show a delete button, show thumbnail control button, maximum columns. I do like the bookmarks panel on the side, and I assume I can right-click and delete stuff. Yep, I can remove certain things, so that's good. I like that. Now, it says your start page. Is there a way, like, that's where I would guess I would put my default, but apparently it's right here. Specific page. Let's just go ahead and do startpage.com. Of course, I should probably do that. Okay. And start up with homepage. Okay. All right. Let me close that out and open it back up again. See what it does. I hid my comments. Whoops. There you go. Let's try to get rid of that red up there. All right, so I'm going to work more with this one. I mean, it's quick, it's fast. I mean, I like what it does. I like how it works. Okay, let's get on with the rest of the software, and then we'll jump into looking in detail at more web browsers. So we also have a web browser manager, which is very nice. I always like this this on here because if you do like to use Firefox, Chrome, or Chromium, you can install the other browsers pretty quickly with that. So I really like this application and the ability to just quickly see that. Let's see, Office. LibreOffice is now the default Office application. That was a very good call. It used to come with WPS, which I absolutely hated WPS. Most because of the licensing, the EULAs. It wasn't free software. Free as in you couldn't do much with it. You could not reverse engineer it. You had terms and conditions you were bound to when you were using it. All right, so here you can install multimedia codecs. That's kind of leading me to believe that it's probably not installed by default, or I'm maybe more likely it will prompt me to install it when I install it. We're still on the live key. We have not installed this. Rhythmbox, there's VLC. Basic administration, which is your basic software, plus we have a deconfigure editor, and just other basic things. So, it's a very nice system. The other big thing about it, I don't think I mentioned it yet, is this is now a rolling release. So that is a good thing for a lot of people who like those rolling releases to be able to do that. Oh, Cinnamon just crashed. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and restart. All I did is click on the software and Cinnamon just crashed. All right, let's go ahead and have a look at some comments there. See, we're a little behind on our comments. Let's see. Hi, James Miller. How's it going there? Okay. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the Feren OS logo. Yes. Compare to the Windows. Compare the Windows to other Windows. Is there distinction between each? Just bird. What's wrong with IMAP? The biggest problems with IMAP, the way I see it, is number one is we tend to hoard our emails. We don't delete emails. We don't clear out emails. And we just get stuck with these big, everlasting, perpetual list of emails. So I sell a small business hosting servers, and my biggest pet peeve is when people are using the email servers, and with modern systems, you're sending gigabytes of emails back and forth. And, my servers, a small business server, is fairly small. And so when I get people that are just running IMAP and never clearing things out, they have emails back there for, 5 years back that are completely unnecessary emails to keep. It basically allows you to have digital clutter in your life. And then you look back at it and you go, well, there's all this crap. The second thing is you don't have a copy of your email anywhere. So if the master server where that email is at crashes, or if it's on Google or Microsoft, wherever else, and they close your account, you've lost everything. You can't get your emails back. Or it's a big fight to do so. So the thing is that you run POP3, and you run POP3 in such a way that it can allow itself to get to the various devices. So I run POP3 on all my devices, and 1 or 2 of my computers will serve as master data backups. So I'll run those computers, and then that'll get in there, and then one of the computers every 10 days or so will clear the server. That way, the email gets to every device it needs the email to without having excessive clutter, and it automatically clears the server and keeps the server cleared out. That's the reason why you don't want to use IMAP. So, for example, if you have your phone, which is over here, I have all my phones set up as POP3 settings because if I run everything on IMAP, then I have this perpetual list of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails on my device that are completely unnecessary. All I need on this are the emails relevant to me right now. And so I can go into here and just delete out the emails, and so I can quickly look at a glance what emails are there. That is your problem with IMAP. It is a lazy way of doing email. So that's kind of what the issue is. You heard of, is it FES? Server Suite Live CD. No, I have not. All right. Yeah, I'm going to be looking at Brave, Vivaldi, Waterfox, Slimjet, Cupezilla, Lynx, and Pale Moon today is what is on the list, assuming we have time. Firefox is still my preferred, unless I have compelling reasons to move to something else. Okay, you have to be brave to use it. It literally blocks ads all the times, whether you care or not. You really shouldn't in most cases because advertising is a lot of the reason the web is free. Yeah, and that's the thing is I like having to be able to control the things that I block. So when I get the pfSense router up, I'm actually going to allow Google ads through. Just because I'm going to support people running YouTube channels and things like that. But I'm going to essentially block everything else. And a lot of the reason is we don't need all this bandwidth clutter. And I'm just going to block it all, you know. I'm going to have a much more effective use of your digital data if you're not giving every bit of your bandwidth to some advertiser trying to push flash ads to you. But yeah, and that's the thing is that while I like the ability to block ads, I don't want it to be so perpetual that I can't control it and I can't support people who actually do make money on ads. So as long as the ads are not in my face, I'm okay with them. Or as long as, I mean, the unfortunate thing with Google is that they do track your data a lot. So I have other ways around that, but you know, we'll figure that out. Playing with Brave now, so far I like it. Okay. Hi, Anna Rita. How's it going there? Finished eating dinner. Wife is now washing dishes. I'm watching Tom. All right. Pale Moon, number 2. I'm bad at typing. Better for web devs, so I just can't. Oh, Firefox, better for web devs. Yep. That's one of the reasons I use it. Need a 101 typing class. Day like that, especially on my phone. Always clean emails on the webmail and the email client as well. Hey, how's it going? Feren OS tonight, interesting, not really new. Another Ubuntu respin. It's a Linux Mint, actually. It's a Linux Mint respin. Found some emails from 2006 the other day. I think I actually have emails going back older than that in my junk mail account, some things that I wanted to save. But, you know, I have emails going back to the 90s on my backup archives because POP3, it exists. They're on my offline disks, but, you know. Solus is really new, innovative at the moment, genuinely new. Yeah, Solus is genuinely new. I'm not ready to switch to it. But the compelling thing that Solus just did very well is implementation of the snap packages. Absolutely awesome. And that's going to be the thing that sets it apart. Stuck with Outlook and Exchange at work. Ooh, I'm sorry. Need to save emails, which is rare. Just usually print them if they were that important. Yep. Basically, Mint respin, better look, and it's a rolling release. Yes. Up until recently, I used Waterfox, but now with Firefox being x86, I don't really need it. No 32-bit Feren. I don't think so. Browser do I prefer for web developer? At James Miller. All right, James can respond to that. I prefer Firefox for web development, but I also use Firebug, which in the latest version they killed it, so I actually locked it into an old version because the old version of Firebug was awesome. The developer tool is built into every single browser. I've never seen one that's even remotely useful. So I use Firefox with an old version of Firebug. Yeah, I've already given a lot of feedback on Feren, and he really does listen to a lot of feedback. So I mean, it's a cool distro. It's not one. I'm more of a traditional guy. I'll stick with some of the more basics, but I really like identifying some of these some of the newer one. Double browser. It's on my list. Yeah, okay. I'll answer the web browser question. Firefox with an old version of Firebug. That's what you want. Vivaldi is causing some people to recommend it to the point where they even set it as a default browser in their Linux distro. Yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know what is so good about Vivaldi. I mean, I don't know. SSL still legit. What do you mean SSL still legit? Sure, I have no emails in the inbox at the end of the day, so all emails have an answer. Yep. Whatever OS I use has to be compatible with my VPN. Yep. Of Linux, but the hard part is get a email client able to support Office 365 Exchange. Do you have any suggestion? I would look at Evolution. I have never had a problem hooking up any of my email systems to Evolution. Now, for things like when I have a client that insists I use a company Gmail or an Outlook account, I actually use Thunderbird for those, so that might be an option as well. So look at Thunderbird, look at Evolution. Evolution is my primary one. All right. Firefox, the best free alternative. Firefox is going to get rid of legacy extensions. Okay. Feren is Mint respin that is an Ubuntu LTS respin that is a base on Debian. Yes. Do you recommend Feren, Solus, Zorin, or Arch Labs? Okay, I've never used Arch Labs, never even looked at it, so I can't even throw that in. If I were limited to just those picks, I'd do Solus. And the reason is Feren to me, although it is very good, it feels like it's more non-traditional and that it's giving me a stupid IMAP client instead of things. Of course, I can install whatever I want, but once we get, Mint is based on Ubuntu, is based on Debian. Well, Feren is now based on Mint. So now we have Debian and then Ubuntu and then Mint and then Feren. We're pretty far down the list. As far as Zorin, I think, is that Ubuntu based? I forget what that's based on. But Zorin's core desktop is GNOME, and I hate GNOME, so I wouldn't use that. Solus, I have the Mate, I have the GNOME, and I have the Budgie version. And actually, I would probably, with all those options, I'd actually do the Budgie and just theme it up how I like and use that. And the reason is because it's its own standard standalone, but it can also support the snap packages. And so I'd use Solus between those. With the honorable mention that I've never used Arch Labs, so I don't know. Maybe I might play with Arch Labs and say, okay, that one's definitely it. And Firefox is going to get the future, join the modern web browser race, and get off the stuff from the Netscape days. I honestly think, I think that Firefox to me is becoming too modern. I cannot stand, do you want to push notifications? No. We want to send your location? No. Now, I can turn all that off in the about.config, but I think Firefox is getting too modern, honestly. So I'm actually on the hunt for something to switch to. Mess with Brave, I like that. Love Firefox's plugins. I use Session Manager, allows me to have over 500 tabs. Wow, 500 tabs? That's insane. Are you crazy? So better polish rolling release Debian distro. Solus is no competition and really good for newbies too. Zorn is based on Ubuntu. Alright, thank you. That's what I was thinking. Arch Labs, doubt if you will like it. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look at, let's see if I can find any of these web browsers in here. Bummer. I don't even know how to install any of these. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and have a look. See if any of these happen to be in the repositories. I'm guessing I'm going to have to install things from command. Hey, that one's on my list. Yay! Let's install that. Actually, oh, come on. Actually, I mean, he said links, but I think it's links. I think that's it. Yeah. I think I've looked at links before. Well, I had one out of my list. Installable browser. Yay! This is going to be fun. Alright, so Cupezilla. Is this Cupezilla? Am I pronouncing that right? This is one of the ones I was recommended to me. So let's see. We have DuckDuckGo, Start Page. Oh, nice. So I can actually use Start Page out of the gate. No Bing, no Yahoo. I'm on board with that. That's cool. We have a nice bar here. Let's just go ahead and see how this overbearing website loads. Okay. All right. All right. So I mean that's loads up that pretty well. Let's take a look at YouTube. Just trying to get a feel for how things load up. So yeah, this one's actually pretty nice. And I don't know anything about these search engines. These are just a pile of search engines that people had recommended I look into. And so kind of what I'm looking for, let's see what my tools and settings look like. There's settings. Is that settings? One of the things for user friendliness is how well, how easy is it to figure things out. Now, on that basis, Firefox with their new About config is quite difficult. But so here is after launch, I can restore the session, open a blank page, open a home page, open speed dial. Okay. So home page is currently using that. On a new tab, open our speed dial. I'm guessing that that's, yep, the latest things that you have loaded up. So you have an appearance. There's a default Linux theme. Chrome-like theme. Breathe, people, breathe. Mac-like theme. That's neat. Interesting themes in there. There's some of those. Various tabs. You can do different things, changing your fonts around. Downloads. You can set specific locations. Password manager. Cookie manager. And here's some extensions. Okay. Note I'm not seeing right off the top. I'm not seeing right off the top an ability to block third-party cookies. Is that a possibility? Anybody use this thing? Is that a possibility? All right, let's see. Not you, really? You're now in Finland, Ryan? Sea Monkey based on Netscape. Oh, no. Using Solus GNOME and loving it. Sweet. You hear of Firefox Focus? I have heard of Firefox Focus, and I've not had a chance to look into any of it. It's basically supposed to be like, I think, an extension-free, lightweight Firefox. So I want to look into that. Why does Vivaldi resemble what Opera used to look like? I don't know. Better stick with Fedora or OpenSUSE or even Gentoo, but not going to try Arch anymore. It's the only way to browse, isn't it? All right. I have no idea if it's only for those. I thought, I don't know. Let's go ahead and look it up. Yeah, let's go ahead and look up. I thought I had managed my start pages. Did I not push a save button? Set as default. Okay. What is it called? Firefox. What is it called? Firefox Focus, I think. Short-term memory right here. Alright, so yeah, it looks like it's a mobile browser. Keep private with automatic ad blocking and tracking protection from iOS and Android. Huh. Well, I might just have to install that on my phone because currently I'm using, I'm just using Firefox on my phone. But maybe I'll have to look into that. So yeah, that does look like it's an iOS and an Android browser. So with Arch Linux, it doesn't force you to compile stuff almost all the time like Gentoo. Arch is the bare bones Linux that you want. Yep. Folders and bookmarks, toolbars are sexy features I could not live without. Major exceptions. What's wrong with Fedora? I personally don't like Fedora. I've never had a Fedora system that works well out of the box, but I think they're getting a little bit better with that. New to Linux, I have to say it's better than Windows. Amen to that. Yep. CMonkey is Mozilla Internet Suite. Works good. Hi, Joey Diaz. How's it going there? Guess if I wanted to use Arch, I'd look at Arch Labs or OS Revenge, Antergos, or perhaps Manjaro. You're welcome. Better late than never. Rita hoping they update Session Manager for the new extension format, or I might have to look for other options. Having 500 tabs crash and trying to totally rebuild isn't fun. Antergos at the moment. Cool. Long time compiling, very much better than a good software. 500 tabs, yeah, 20 drives the OCD to the roof, yeah. I'm getting used to Linux and have a good grasp of it, but do you think it's worth learning a bit of C programming to better understand the deeper parts of Linux? I don't know specifically. I don't do a ton in the terminal, and I don't know exactly where... Let's see, where does C fill in? I mean, I've written enough bash scripts. I don't, and I'm trying to think if I had to draw on any C to do that. I have no idea, honestly. I always like programming, though. I've been in PHP for too long, though. Yeah, I prefer Rose. I also prefer Debian-based systems. Firefox Focus does not work on my tablet. It is Android 4.4. Bummer. This is better than Windows. I'm forgetting some better knowledge in security side of Linux to learn C. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and have a look at. I think that by far the #1 browser people want me to look at is Brave. So let's go ahead and have a look at Brave. Brave browser. A browser with your interests in heart. One of the things I'm... Okay, okay, yeah, my scroller is not really working too well. Brave loads sites faster. Yeah, I imagine it loads a lot of these things faster because of all the ads it's blocking. You know, notice that all of their sites there are the mainstream news media sites that are so crappy. I don't even visit these sites anymore because of how many ads they try and push on you. The average mobile browser user pays as much as $23 a month in data charges to download ads and trackers. Really? I have a hard time believing that stat because, frankly, I mean, if you're using that much and it's all attributed to ads, that's kind of crazy. Blocks ads and trackers. Saves hours each year. Avoid infection. Protect your privacy. Trackers on a typical large news site, 68. Trackers on the same site in Brave, 0. All right. Let's go ahead and see if I can't download Brave here. All right, so you can download for your Windows, Mac, Debian, Ubuntu, Mint. Okay. I think if I just back up, I should be able to download a deb package. Well, let's go ahead and... Go! Wrong button. Unable to locate Brave. Try that again. Let's just do this. Well, that's going. Let's see. Yep. I am bravely unpacking Brave. Networking is more understanding logic of routing, switching, and firewalling. It's what Oreos and Android have in common at the end of 2017. Yeah. Privacy tracking through their apps? Oh! Brave is not my cup of tea, but Firefox Focus is. Brave is a Safari lookalike, and I hate it for that. Okay. Oh. Nope, just trying it. I don't know. I'm not... Brave is not working for me right now. So we're not going to do Brave. That's one I'll just have to... I'll have to look into it later. So, okay, well... So WaterFox, why don't I have a download for Mac? I think I ran into this very problem when I was looking into a bunch of browsers before that, you know, I'll get a chance to look at some of these as I get the chance to, but, you know, it's just like, okay, install scripts aren't working, packages aren't working. I don't know. And I don't know if it's Feren OS or if I moved over to my my main Linux computer, if that would work better. I don't know. There's a SlimJet browser. Let's see. Maybe somebody's giving me some thoughts on Brave. I should read some comments here. Readle ads, fake news. I think they just pulled the KitKat and will give an overhaul to the Android version next year. Firefox browser focus, I thought, was mainly for smartphones. Yes, it seems that is the case. And how IP tables work, so you can get understanding, you'll get an understanding of the basics of network security. Yes. Brave should update its interface. It looks terrible. Okay. Seems to resemble the look of Safari. Tablet is old, and I root it to Android 4.4 using Barebones Prism ROM, which block all Samsung apps, and Google only has 8 apps installed. Nice. Trying to combine that with Linux to get a solid foundation with knowledge on Linux and networking, combining that for better security. Ubuntu Mate Brave is part of its... Really? Ubuntu Mate Brave is part of it. That's cool. Okay. I'm betting I would have a lot better luck installing these if I had actually installed this. We'll try Brave again. It's installing Git. Hey, it gave me Brave. Yay! Alright, so there's Brave. Close that. Let's try and install SlimJet now. How's the non-moving fake cat doing? Non-moving fake cat is right here. Yeah, every you know, like anytime I have quick little breaks, I go in and change the cat's position so that it looks like it moves, but you never actually see it move on camera. Yep. Kitty. Hi. See, this is something I still don't like about the Feren default theme is like I can't see this thing on top of other windows. There's no contrast. That's kind of a negative to me about things. All right, well, let's, I think I have Brave open up. Let's go ahead and have a look at some Brave stuff. Are we feeling Brave? Let's have a look at our settings first. Importing browser data. Search options, so default's there. Changing default down. Ooh, changing default's pretty easy. Cool. Okay. Sync encrypted browser data between devices securely. Okay, there's payments, extensions, plugins. Okay, cookie control. Block third-party cookies by default. Block ads by default. That's cool. And then there's just show Brave ads. So there's you can have some ads over there. So, okay, let's go ahead and restart the browser. Yeah, I agree with some folks. I'm not sure I really care too much about the... Oh, the cat's just being so cute right now. Look at that. He's just chilling. Look at him. Yeah, I'm with people. I don't really care for the theme on Brave browser. It does look like a Safari clone, and actually, I'm not sure I care much for that. But let's just go ahead and see how it runs anyway. Very good. Okay. Okay, and we have a little icon over here. Let's see what's this. So it's telling me that it blocked 5 ads or trackers. Let's go ahead and go to msnbc.com. I think they like auto-playing videos. Really? MSNBC does not have a secure website? CNN.com. So 16, it looks like it blocked 16 ads, 77 HTTPS upgrades. Ooh, fingerprinting protection, that's neat. Ooh. Yeah, you know, I really like the functionality, the control of Brave. This is actually nice. I agree with some folks. The theme's gotta go. This thing is ugly as sin. Can we change themes on this thing? Yeah, if I could change themes on this thing, I'd probably use it more. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's very effective. I like what Brave does here. It's a very effective, very nice browser. Let's see. Hey, let's just go ahead and do this while I'm looking at comments. Did I try Vivaldi? At the very beginning I did. I want to look at it a little bit more. What I like about Vivaldi is it's not Chrome. I'll agree to that. Absolutely. Farren OS should have been based on Arch. The Speak just installed SlimJet via the Arch repository. Yeah, I'll pull up SlimJet next. Told Farren to build it from Gen 2. Trip having to use my mom's Windows 8 laptop and play games, but at least I can play games. There you go. SlimJet will not install in mine either. Okay. Brave looks like Opera Neon. It does look like, Brave does look like Safari to me. Wanted to pop in, gonna have to leave because I'm on mobile data. Alright, JJ Game. We'll catch you later, man. Better stability unless you have a minimum of 8-core processor. So Fedora and OpenSUSE. MSNBC is liberal trash, and so CNN. Yes, they are. And Fox News is conservative trash. I'm an equal opportunity offender. Yeah, I don't know how they're pulling off a Linux Mint base with a like Linux Mint base with rolling release. That's interesting, but. Okay, use PPO to make rolling distros. Just stupid. Can you try the Feren OS themer? It has some Mac windows in the theme. Yeah, it does. Let's go ahead and have a look at the themer again for those that came on a little bit later. The Apple themes, Mac OS. Let's see, OS Maverick, newer, older, Sierra. Let's go with Sierra. Let's go ahead and install that. So you have to click on this to install, and then you have to restart the themer, and then we can select those. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I apologize, I'm not on the same window anymore. There we go. Installing the theme. This may take a while. All right. You should send your comments to Brave on how to improve their features. Brave is a beta. Okay. I will possibly do that. Not have much experience with Fedora. This is for genius, and I'm not. Nah. Just need to get into a basic one. You know, you don't necessarily want to try and build out my Debian build. This one over here, I'm running like my Linux Mint KDE over here. That's actually a nice one. Developer Farren is 16 years old. Cool. Well, he's done a great job. Alright, so now actually I have to restart the themer. Go into Apple, Mac OS. Double click on that. That'll change my themer around. So now I have a nice little dock down at the bottom. I have my nice bar up at the top. My menu up here, that definitely doesn't look like Mac, but, you know, we'll deal with it. I'll tell you, I still have my dock on my Debian system, and I really like the dock on Cairo dock with all the animations and cool things I can do with it. I'm not a huge fan of this one, how this one's set up, but that's definitely a matter of preference. Let's see what Linux themes there are. There's Ambience, Radiance, there's Google themes. I think I'm going to come over here and I'm going to try out the dark theme and see if the dark theme actually gives me enough contrast to see my windows on top of other things. So, Cinnamon just crashed again. All right. Cinnamon keeps crashing on me. All right, so there we are there. Installation is finished. Let's close that. Close that. Is this one SlimJet? Nope, that's CubeZilla still. It's fun, SlimJet. In theory, it should be here. Internet, hello. Well, I installed SlimJet. It's not sure where it is. Let's try installing it again. Same version's already installed. Well, then where is it? Anyone else having problems with SlimJet? Thing that bothers me about Firefox and Linux Mint is that it doesn't use the up and down arrows of the top and bottom, so you have to drag their bar up and down. What do you mean up and down arrows at the top and bottom? Bothers me about Firefox and Linux Mint. It doesn't use the up and down arrows at the top and bottom. Drag the bar up and down. Huh. I got Slings a Cold, which is in some other language. Let's see what that is. Oh, how exciting. Alright, yeah, SlimJet's not working for me. The Windows user, you can use Linux-based OS too. We most all come from Windows, or else just try Linux Mint. Yep. Mint is not that hard. Way my father is 72, still uses. Anyone can use it. Yep. Where do I find the audio driver for Mint? Huh. You know, I've never had a problem with audio on Mint. I've had problems with audio on a few other things, but not on Mint. You know, R is based on Fedora build and the free software tested under Red Hat. Let's see, that's too much stable. You can try test Corora 26. Yeah, Corora is actually awesome. If you want to do Fedora and you don't want to have to mess with, you know, setting it up better, check out Corora. It's basically Fedora that works. Has a lot more stuff in it. This version has arrows at the side of the top and bottom that you can use to incrementally scroll up and down the page. Really? Huh, I'm going to look for those today. Never noticed. Stops making major OS upgrades past Windows 10. It sounds like a competitor. A lot of good distros that the average person can use. Linux Mint, Ubuntu Mate, Peppermint, MX16. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of really good Linux distros out there. Let's go back to Vivaldi. Let's see. SlimJet's not working. That's working. Did Brave, did that. Let's look at Pale Moon. I think I've looked at Pale Moon before. Looks like I did not pull that whole thing over. Fedora needs much tweak like Vanilla Arch. One of the good things is Linus is the Fedora user. Yep. Linux Lite. That's not bad. Pale Moon is old looking, but it works. I don't know. That's one of the things for me is I really want to I don't like how modern Firefox is getting. I'm just bothered by a lot. Did I do that right? There's a lot of PPAs in this. Well, we're not going to do Pale Moon. Anything that takes me that much time to get set up is taking too much time. Double is the last one. Let's see. The Double web browser. Oh, I have a tarball. I don't want to have to mess with that. Do I have any, let's see, any deb packages, anything else that's, look at this. SD Linux. No, I'm not messing with all that right now. All right. So I'm not going to mess with that one right now either. We said links. Water. Did I look at? Yeah, I think I looked at WaterFox. Or no, I did not. Don't think I looked at WaterFox yet. One more. I think this will be the last one we look for. Oh, that's right. I did try and look at this. Everything I have is a download for Mac. I don't have to look into these more. Let me just click on the downloads. There we are. There we are. Compressed. No. Once again. Not dealing with that one on a live stream. Alright, so it looks like we've been through looking at a lot of different browsers. Brave is an interesting to look into. For Brave, I'd really want to look into themes. I definitely want to have more theme support. Something else to look at because it's ugly as sin. I like the functionality. I like how it's working. I think Vivaldi is one I'm going to spend some time. In fact, I might install this on some of my other computers to play with it a little bit more. I like the setup. I like how the tools bar is across the side. I can set up my basic websites. I like how quick it seems to be. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit more and see what I can come up with. So there we are. Well, here we were kind of in Feren OS. We haven't even installed this, by the way. I mean, I was just doing everything on a live key. Just to, play around with it, see how it looks. Pretty good progress. I like how it's coming along. It's certainly a lot smaller than it was, so that's good. So, I think that's that. Let's go ahead and have a look at our final comments. I'm going to close this machine down here so I can actually look at comments over here. Yeah, shut down. All right, let's see. Firefox too modern? Netscape Navigator instead. Yeah, I could do that. No, what I mean by that is Firefox has gotten to the point where, you know, there's so much crap. Like somewhere around 3 years ago, Firefox got so bloated. That's actually why a lot of people switched to Chrome. You know, I mean, I have a lot of friends that switched to Chrome simply because Firefox just got so bloated. It's like, stop your bloat, you know. And that's kind of the thing that bothers me. That now it's like all the location and the geo and everything else. It's like, no. So I turn that stuff off, but I want a browser that doesn't even have the ability to track my location. I mean, other than a website with simple IP, I don't want that crap logged into my browser. I don't want a browser that's going to prompt me to log into your new account to sync everything. No, there's nothing I really need to sync across all my browsers. I don't need that kind of crap. And so it wouldn't surprise me if I move away from Firefox if I find something that's not annoying the bejeebers out of me. But we'll see what happens. Tried to install Linux on my dad's old laptop. The only distro that worked. His Wi-Fi is Peppermint. He tried Mint, Ubuntu, Xubuntu, Ubuntu, and so on. Peppermint worked out of the box. Yep, Peppermint rocks. Bloatware web browser. Firefox uses a lot of memory. Yes. Try the Lynx web browser. I think I tried that before on a previous one. Flesh Peak Slim Jet. Okay. I did not try that. Maybe that's what I needed to do, but I already closed the machine down, so oh well. Our memory, Firefox-like browser, CPU, Chrome-like browser. Yep. It'll be heavy if you use a lot of add-ons in your live streaming CPU and have less than 2 gigs of RAM. Basically, the live stream. Yeah, and that's the thing is that I don't really much care for a lot of extension support. I really don't use a lot of extensions. All right, see you, Joey. Firefox and Midori. Yeah, I use Midori on my Linux Mint computers. It does not work on my Debian computer, so that's kind of that. Tried Brave yet? Yeah, we were doing quite a bit with Brave earlier. All right, I think we will feed the kitty and wrap this stream up. So thanks for watching, folks. Just a reminder, I will not be doing a live stream news tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a live stream news Sunday or Saturday afternoon. I don't know, 2-ish, 3-ish, maybe-ish. I don't know. I have not yet determined the exact time I'm going to be doing it, but we'll be looking at news then. Tomorrow I'm going to post the outdoor philosophy because I will be out of town. So we'll be back live on Sunday. So we're going to go ahead and feed the kitty. Oh, he knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. Nope, right here. Right here. There you go. Right there. Happy kitty. All right, folks. Have yourself a wonderful evening, folks.